We're here today with Dan Bryant. Dan, first, thanks for joining us today.
It's a pleasure. Thank you for having me, Scott.
So, we're going to talk a little bit about your book, The Nature of Relationship, a question of self, other, and God. So, first thing I want to ask is just tell us a little bit about that book and about yourself.
Well, Scott, I started it during the pandemic, so I had some time available. And I initially started to write it about myself. I've been religious all my life, Catholic, later on a Christian. And I wanted to write it for myself. I wanted to go through the text of the New Testament and see, really, did they mean to me everything that I'd been taught and thought. And then I thought, gee, this is a nice thing to do for myself. I have 6 daughters and 12 grandchildren. I thought, yeah, I'll let them know a little bit about who Grandpa was. And then as one or two of them read it and had questions, they said, well, find a publisher. And so I went ahead and pursued that. That's largely what got me into it. Probably my interest in doing it is well, I've read the New Testament, which is largely the background for the book. While I've read it in the past, I've always felt that as we have institutionalized the New Testament over the centuries that have passed between Christ and today, what I felt is we've not treated all the characters as human as they should be. So I wanted to start it by having a lot of the characters humanized. Not Christ, certainly, but the rest of the characters in the Bible. So that was it. And then as I got into it, it just kind of evolved on its own. It had its own voice.
So, how long of a process? You said you started it during COVID. How long of a process was it for you to get this written out?
It probably took a year to a year and a half. I don't know, probably a year. And then however long it took after that to do it, the reading and rereading and editing that you do.
Well, when I think of leaving a legacy, I think there's no better way to leave a legacy for your family. And then you're just letting the rest of us kind of peek in. So thanks for sharing that with us. Is there anything else about the book or any parting words that you want to share with us?
Well, certainly if it's a legacy, fine, but it was terribly meaningful to me. I learned so much of who I am in relationship to God and to other people and what that's all about. And I guess what I'd like to tell you about it, what I'd like is I would like for it to be a nudge to other people to experiment with their relationship with God, to find out about it. We have, 2,000 years of teaching how to be, and not nearly enough time in discussion learning who am I in relationship to God. And I hope the book invites people to do that.
That's great. Well, thank you so much, Dan, for taking some time to share about yourself and about your book, and just for taking the time to write this book and share what you've learned. So thanks for joining us today.
Well, thank you, Scott. It's a pleasure to be here.
Have a great day.